And it's Tuesday. We're counting down to the end of the week, folks. I think you'll be here before you know it. Time goes by quickly these days. 78 degrees. Look at that at the Rapides Hospital. We have dew points in the lower 50s. So did you notice the change? I'm sure you did. It was a sunny day and it was kind of warm in the sun, but that breeze felt good with the low humidity. Now let's go to the southeast into St. Landry and see what the current conditions are down there. We've seen a little smoke. It could be an agricultural burn there, but the dew point also in the lower 50s. We have temperature of 80 degrees, a clear sky other than the smoke, and that clear condition will persist for days on end, it looks like. Radar. Nothing showing up here in central Louisiana, but I want to take you to the south in the Gulf of Mexico where you can get some of this, I think, is from a hurricane, and that probably the eastern side of it. But we see some lightning strikes further back to the west and southwest. And of course, we've got Hurricane Milton there. And I think this is indicative of where the most vigorous convection is. It's out of range of the Key West radar, which would be the closest United States radar to this, to the center. So out in here, this is surrounding the eye wall. And I think that's where those lightning strikes are. This is just kind of a sloppy system out ahead of it. And of course, that will be passing through and the hurricane will kind of overtake and absorb that particular little system in the next day or so. All right, satellite and radar showing that there's still a little bit of a surface boundary there, and I think a little bit of this system is part of that. And further to the north, high pressure and control of things around St. Louis, and that high pressure is kind of pushing in. You noticed it yesterday and today, giving us this gorgeous weather. All right, let's go beyond this to our future cast. This is our hour by hour forecast. We'll get you started Wednesday morning back to work and school. It's about 7 o'clock. No issues, clear sky, but it would be a glorious start. I'll have some numbers for you in a bit. 5 o'clock, back home, PM commute, no problems, full-time sunshine. And likewise into Thursday, back to work and school, clear sky, and back home for the commute. Looks like, once again, full-time sunshine for the next couple of days during the day and clear at night. Here are your Wednesday morning lows. Typically, we see 58. I'm forecasting an average low of 52 here in Cenla. And I think the lowest will be about 46, 47 degrees. I do have 49 up an average in wind pairs. It could be 51. Somebody could be 47 up there. So you kind of get the idea. Those numbers, they're still, even at the parish level, there can be several degrees variation. Warmest reading, somebody could stay up to about 56 or 57 degrees. I do have a couple of 54s in areas to the south. So enjoy it. As I said, in the morning, it will be a glorious start. These readings are lower than what we had this morning. Well, Leslie will be recurving back off toward the northeast. And that, of course, will not be a factor here for the United States as far as landfall is concerned. Now let's get started on a little bit more detail on the hurricane out in the Gulf of Mexico. That system, of course, you can see Milton's well-defined eye. It got a little bit sick last night and weakened all the way down to 145 miles per hour. I think a little land interaction with the Yucatan Peninsula did that. But notice how the eye is making a return there. Is very clear, very well defined, and that's where you're seeing those lightning strikes around that eye wall, and they're where the most vigorous convection is. The big storms surrounding that lends a lot of energy to the system, of course. And then here's that little piece to the northeast of it. In fact, it almost looks like to me that could be a little breakaway energy from Milton, which kind of moved along and was focused along that front. But suffice it to say, we're looking once again at a Cat 5 hurricane with Milton. So maximum sustained winds now up to 165. And with higher gusts, of course, it's moving to the east-northeast at 9 miles per hour, which is what it's been projected to do. And you can see that landfall is still in and around the Tampa, St. Pete borderline area there in west central Florida, and it remains a hurricane all the way across the Florida Peninsula. So hurricane warnings, certainly, as you would guess, would be up across the west coast, but also the east coast, as there will be enough strength in Milton once he makes landfall to travel all the way across the Florida Peninsula as a hurricane, which is not a good scenario for wind. There's going to be a lot of wind damage with this. Most concerned about the surge for loss of life, but the wind damage is going to be something as well. Let me zoom in. This is the close-up path that I'm looking at here. This is coming right into the south part of the Tampa-St. Pete metro area there. This is going to still Hurricane Center as a 125 mile per hour wind hurricane. That's a Cat 3. Cat 4 starts at 131. So that is, I'd call it a borderline 3-4. If it's a little bit stronger than expected, it'd be a 4, but I don't think it'll be less than a 3 once it comes in there. Now, this is not the worst case scenario for a storm surge flood in Tampa Bay. That would be a little position about along this arc right up to the north, where you get more of a push of the water into Tampa Bay. But this is going to be bad enough coming in here. Farther south, well, it'll be a little better for Tampa Bay. The Hurricane Center is still forecasting a 10 to 15 foot storm surge in Tampa Bay. And of course, as far as we can tell, that's among, if not the highest it's ever been. If that verifies, would be the highest, I think, that might have happened there. There were two analogs, two storms in the past that I can see in 1848 and 1921. Those were Cat 4s. And so those are big hurricanes like this one. And so what we're looking at there is a similar situation. The 1848 storm literally reorganized the coastline, reshaped it, and mariners' charts had to be redone after that hurricane because they weren't accurate. There was enough change in the lay of the land here after that particular hurricane. So we're looking at a very impactful, highly impactful, very damaging hurricane, unfortunately, for Central Florida. Back home, the opposite here, we just have as tranquil a weather pattern as we can have this time of year. Sunny skies during the day, clear skies at night, several cool mornings. Look at it all the way through Saturday, and then we start to see just a tad of a warming trend there for Sunday and Monday mornings. Just a little bit more humidity coming into the air will keep it warmer ahead of the front. Many times that does happen ahead of a cold front, and that's going to happen this time. I've got back to 90 there for Sunday, 88 for Saturday, so it's going to be a pretty warm weekend there, maybe warmer than you want, but it won't be real humid or anything like that. And then the front comes through and just kind of surges through central Louisiana on Monday. And right now, to me, it looks like the strongest front so far of this fall season. We haven't had much competition for that title, but this one's going to be the strongest one so far. And we'll see temperatures tumble as we go into Tuesday, only highs in the mid to upper 70s on Tuesday, low of 56, and it promises to be even cooler than that sometime later next week, maybe next Wednesday morning or something like that. So that's your 7-day forecast. Again, about as peaceful as it can be here. So enjoy it. Yeah, I know we need some rain. And eventually, as you know, the pattern will change and we will get some rain. For now, though, enjoy these temps and the lower humidity. Take care, and Nick Mixus will see you in the morning. I'll see you again about this time for tomorrow.